I might be speaking out of turn here, but hear me out real quick. Americans seem to be fascinated by guns a lot. The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution reads as, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Taken from law.cornell.edu. Keep in mind, this law was invented years and years ago, drafted in 1779 and finally became law in 1791. Now the question is, what does that mean? Many have interpreted it this way. Guns are necessary for protection from both domestic and foreign terrorists. The only thing that would kill a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. In addition, if the government were ever to trample on U.S. citizens' rights, we'd be able to stand up to them because we have our own guns. And wait, hold on, let me backtrack real quick. So the U.S. government, which probably, most likely, definitely has the largest military power on the entire planet, with atomic weapons that could easily blow up the world 10 times over, is gonna be stopped by a couple of citizens with guns. See, the first part makes a little sense, where yes, you could probably pull out a gun, and if everyone has a gun, we could stop the bad guy. But the second part that tries to justify this argument makes no sense to me, because how the heck are a bunch of little buffoons gonna try to stand up to their government if the government goes berserk? It's not gonna happen. You can't shoot a tank with your AK-47 or whatever is legally owned. It's not gonna happen. And if you somehow get your hands on these powerful weapons, that's too much power for regular citizens to have. What use does a regular citizen need a rocket launcher for, other than protecting themselves from the government? But anyone could go berserk as well. Who's gonna stop these people with rocket launchers?
Now listen here, you liberal scum. I need my gun to protect my family. You got that? Burglar come in, I can shoot him faster than the cops can get here. Criminals don't obey laws, you know. You don't know what you're talking about, you little shit.
Hold up. Before you attack me, let me explain something. Now, I never said owning a gun was a bad thing. I just said the idea of trying to stand up to your government is stupid. You're not going to be able to take them down when they have fortified tanks, missiles, aircraft carriers, and all the loaded stuff. Unless some of you guys have billions and trillions of dollars laying in your backyard, then it's not going to happen. And if you do, send some over to me. I'm broke as fuck. Now, America is constantly known as the boss of the world, the police of the world, yada yada yada. And we established that the only way to stop bad guys with guns are good guys with guns. And I agree, that's probably the case. But most of the time, police officers and military people are not in the vicinity to help protect you. So you need someone in your own home to be able to hold a gun. Yet the average American is beyond stupid as fuck. I've seen countless stories where Americans forget their children in their cars. Americans give their guns to their children who end up shooting themselves. Or these children end up shooting their parents. Americans also contribute to the large portion of social media where they share random nonsense without doing a 5-second Google search that could easily disprove all those little posts that they share on Facebook constantly. By the way, I am not making any of this up. You could easily just Google those words and you'll find results immediately. Your current election system is a reflection of your own stupidity. You have only a two-party system with two dumb candidates, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, both very stupid and corrupt in their own ways. Way to go, geniuses of that country. You guys sure know how to stick it to the government. For those of you that can't tell, I'm being quite sarcastic. You guys are stupid. Fear not, Americans. I have a solution. I am no genius, but I want to help you guys. So, in order to own a gun, you must be a member of the military. Doesn't matter if it's active, reserve, Navy, Air Force, Marines, doesn't matter. Once you become a member of the military, you get a gun to own and keep to protect your family. Or you create a completely new branch called domestic protection or something. In this branch, or program, whatever you want to call it, you go through all the boot camp training that all the other branches go through. Most likely the Marines, since that's the most difficult one I've heard. And as we know, a responsible gun owner is also a hardworking one. So we need to do whatever it takes to make the qualifications a little challenging. In case anyone who's mentally disabled wants to try to get these guns, they won't be able to. Once they complete their 3 to 6 month boot camp training, they will be awarded with their very own guns and bullets that they could legally buy whenever they want. They will also get the license and registration and all that good stuff. Boom! They will not, however, receive military benefits as they're only citizens applying for the gun program/branch. They reserve the right to not have any affiliations with the government if they choose to only have the gun. They have the right to bear arms, and now they are a well-regulated militia in case they need to stand up to the government. Obviously, we explained why this would not work to begin with because your government's too strong. But fuck it, you satisfied your Second Amendment, and that's all you guys really care about, right? Your guns and bullets would be registered to you, and for you only. So you can use it to protect your family. You can teach your children with these guns, but they will not have access to them because it would be illegal for them to have it unless they complete the same program themselves.
Now listen here, you dummy. Having a gun is my Second Amendment right. I deserve this. I don't need to go through no military training for this. It should be a man given right to own a gun. This is America. I am free to do what I want. Having a gun at ease should not be something hard to do. Again, it is my right as an American citizen to own a gun, as addressed by the Second Amendment. I am not a stinking terrorist, and I will use my gun responsibly. I already know that's so. All you need is my word, because there's no government interference needed to be in there.
Alright, fair enough. I agree it's not a perfect system. So how about this? Let's try educating our population on guns. That sounds like a good idea? And this education would be free, because education is key and power to helping a society build and become stronger. While you're at it, also make a new amendment that provides free education for your country because God knows you need it. Free college education as well because your population needs it. It's important to educate the population. So therefore, these people who get this free education can pass on knowledge they learned to younger generations. And it'll be effective because they were well educated. I'm not saying lower the standards of getting into college. I'm just saying maintain those standards, but make it free. Because you're still going to have to hit a 4.5 or whatever you have to hit to get into Harvard, Stanford, and whatnot. The only thing is you won't have to pay for it once you get there. Throughout history, it is evident those with knowledge have the power. That's why every society tries to dumb down its population so they stay ignorant. If the poor people have a fighting chance, they'll revolutionize the way the world works because they'll see how corrupt the system is and they'll continually try to fix it. If you give them an open window, it'll work.
Wait. Education shouldn't be free. If you want free education, join the military. That's what there's for. You can get your free education through there. There are no handouts in this country. You need to do something for your country in order to get something back. If you want free education, you're just entitled. You don't deserve it, you brat. It's not fair. I have to pay to college, and my parents had to work hard for me to be able to pay for it. You should have to do the same. You don't deserve the same opportunities I do because my parents worked hard and gave up and made sacrifices just so I could have this opportunity. And back in their day as well, they could pay through college with their own pocket money. Education is a right, not a privilege.
Some things have changed for the better. Some things have changed for the worst. Back in the day, you wouldn't be able to send text messages or phone calls. You could only write through letters. So how about let's do everything how they did back then? No cell phones, no computers, nothing. Immediately. Don't use your phone right now. Don't use your computers. Let's see how long you'll live. Also, start growing your own food as well, because that's how my great-great-great-great-grandparents did things back in the day too. You're just lazy and entitled because you can buy your stuff at a supermarket now. Also, make your own gun as well, since you're so smart and intelligent. You can only have a gun if you're able to make it. That should be the true test then. Not everyone deserves to have a gun. It is a privilege, not a right. People are so quick to support things when it comes down to violence, but when it comes down to helping others, they're always taking a step back. They don't want to help someone if they don't get something in return, or if they can't plaster it all over social media so people can see how good of a person they are. And honestly, that's what's wrong with fucking American society. All these people high and mighty think that education should only be to them, and they should not be able to share that wealth. It's always about me, me, me. If you're strange or you're an outsider, you get made fun of. Hell, I've had some people come into my class who knew 2 languages, but were considered stupid because they sometimes didn't understand English all the way. Yet these people were already in high-level math and science classes, and all these American systems were jokes to them. By the way, most Americans can't speak more than 1 language. Look at these dumbasses. I attended American school systems and I hated it. The only important subjects were math, science, and English, or something of that sort. That's what they considered their main courses. Or, if you were a terrific sports athlete, you also got away with murder. But heaven forbid you were an art student or someone who excelled in the arts. No. You were considered a low-ranking person. You would never make any money off something creative, even though thousands of creative projects and movies that you watch and pay for make billions of dollars. And it's a very, very profiting market. Anyways, I'll save all that for another video, another day. If education is a privilege, then so should owning a gun be. Because not everyone should be able to own a gun if half of the population is stupid. By making an amendment that provides free, high-level education to those that need it and can't afford it, will help stimulate growth in a country's economic systems. Knowledge is power. Although you guys wouldn't know that because you guys keep arguing with left and right, Democrats and Republicans, liberals versus conservatives. You guys are all stupid. You wouldn't even be able to band together to overthrow your own government if it came down to it. I can prove my point. Just simply go look at a Facebook comment section of a picture that's controversial. You'll see so many people arguing. Have fun with it. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. I really hope you enjoy what I have to say, and keep in mind, education is powerful. Just make sure to push forward, and make sure your society is one that's inclusive and educational, not one that's about fighting and bickering and putting each other down. Have a good one. And for anyone who's religious, remember, God said, "Thou shalt not kill."